I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
Yo, welcome to the morning show on this beautiful morning. It's really nice out today if you are in Montreal. Beautiful, sunny and windy, almost no cloud. I'm doing the plugs today. George is very upset that I'm doing the plugs.
Just fucking yo. Fucking, it's sunny and windy. Yo.
I went the shitty radio host route. Anyways, welcome. If you guys like this nonsense, head on over to patreon.com/Pantelis. Help support, help us keep doing this awesomeness or this craziness, whatever you want to call it. That's it. PantelisComedy.com for all of his tour dates. George Sandrizos, you have a website, sir?
You can follow us on Politiquement Parlant, weekly podcast, French podcast about politics. If you speak or understand French, you can head on over there and support us. And starting very, very soon, the new Standing by the Terry and Ted podcast.
Yes. And don't forget 2 drink minimum and the intellectuals. Go search that up on YouTube or wherever, on Instagram.
Patreon.com/Pantelis. That's where you'll find all the content. Find yourself a subscription. Help us grow. Well, help them grow, not us. I have nothing to do with that. But do help them. How's it going, buddy?
We're growers, not showers.
Growers. Ted Bird isn't here today. As we said, their podcast is just about to start. So they're out he's out with Terry DeMonte doing podcast business development stuff that only us podcasters understand and know. They're trying to feed their families, guys. So they're out there looking for cash, so they can bring you guys a great new season. It's gonna be fantastic. We've known a couple of things that we were not able to say, so I'm just gonna let them say it whenever their podcast starts. There's so many cool and exciting things coming with those two that I'm super thrilled about and can't wait, honestly. So again, subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on your notifications. As soon as there's anything new, you'll get a little ping, and you'll be able to follow and watch, comment, and support. So thank you all for that. How's it going, buddy? Having trouble with your camera?
No, I was just lining it up. It was a bit off. So I was driving here, and I noticed a tent city developing.
Where?
You know
I had told you about Park Avenue. Remember Park Avenue in Pine?
Yeah,
Park Avenue, but they've sort of cleaned it out. They sort of cleaned it up a little bit.
I noticed a new one. You know how the Metropolitan has it's above ground level?
Yeah, and that's how it is. Yeah.
And it has under it has parking spots or whatever. I'm on my way here, and as I'm taking a left into to go under the Metropolitan, I noticed.
From where?
You know where?
Okay.
Where that gas station is on both ends.
In Villeray, you're talking about?
Yeah. And I noticed tents.
What is that? It's not St. Urban. It's
around there. Yeah. I noticed tents under the Metropolitan.
Oh yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Lots? Like how many?
I noticed 2 big ones, but they were like really big. They were like
family-sized tents.
yeah, luxury tents.
we shouldn't be laughing. We shouldn't be laughing. But if you want to live the life on the street, you got to move up. You got to get those luxury tents.
Yeah.
So under how many?
Upper homeless. upper class homeless.
Sorry, bro. It's
No, but we have to laugh about the situation right now.
Look, I laugh about everything and anything.
You can't not laugh about it. It's so insane. I never thought we'd get to medieval times poverty. Like, where do these people shit, piss, eat? Like
here's what I know.
Crazy.
Here's
bro.
what I know, and here's what I've been told. Not all of them are homeless in the sense that they have no home. Yes, because they're living on the street, but not all of them are what we're used to seeing as, you know, homeless, you know, like poverty stricken and drug abuse and alcohol abuse. These are people that work, they have jobs, they just can't afford to pay rent anymore, or they just couldn't find any space. So there's a shortage. We've known that. We've discussed it on the podcast. And the ones that are available are just jacking those prices up so much that, you know, even the working class now can't even afford to have.
There was a building that collapsed. Did you hear about that?
Yes, in St-Henri. So I was going to talk about it later.
So in St-Henri, this building collapsed, and then they put it up for sale at $1.3 million.
That building, it's I don't know how many units it has, but from what I heard, there's construction being done right next to it. So they're looking into it to see if the company there that is doing that construction, because they were building another I don't know, whatever, triplex, fourplex, whatever it is, right next door to that. So I don't know if they fucked up the foundation, or I don't know, something happened and that entire side wall just collapsed. The images were crazy.
Did people get hurt?
No, thankfully there was no one in there at the time.
How?
Well, it happened in the morning. Maybe people were out working. I don't know, but the whole building was empty. Thankfully.
So you're telling me the entire building was empty?
Yeah, but it's not a lot. It was like
And hold on,
it's a triplex or a fourplex, something like that.
Hold on, and then half of the building collapsed.
It's not half the building. If you look at the pictures,
Okay, let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. Hold on.
Just put St-Henri, whatever. It's literally the side wall of the building, and you see next to it there's a construction site. And from what I read, they were building a new building, and it seems as though that probably caused the collapse. I don't know, maybe they dug too close.
I don't know what you're smoking, but to me, this is half the building. Okay,
It looks like that, but it isn't.
no.
Put the picture up.
Hold on.
Oh, here, the bottom of the CTV news one.
This
there.
one?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me put it up for the peeps. Yeah, that looks like half the building.
I know it looks like that, but it's the side wall. It's a side wall. And whatever it is.
You're telling me.
So how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a couple of rooms over there. It looks like it's a triplex.
So you're telling me.
Look that picture with a guy standing in front of it. You can see the whole building behind it. You see?
Ah, okay.
So yeah.
So you're telling me that
How crazy is that, man?
Somehow,
miraculously, nobody was there. Yeah.
There was no one in the building.
No one's in the
then
building. It
the
happened in
side
the morning.
of the building entirely collapsed, and nobody finds that suspicious.
It's very suspicious, which is why they're investigating. They're almost sure that it has to do with the construction being done next to it, because they were building a new building next door. So something must have happened there. But thankfully, nobody got hurt. But imagine someone did.
Lawsuit.
Oh, fuck, a lawsuit. What are you talking about, man? I mean, like a guy like you who wakes up at 10 in the morning would have been on the floor with a ton of bricks on top of him. But
Wouldn't it be funny if I was still, you come, I'm still sleeping?
the whole fucking thing.
I collapse to the building. I'm still on my mattress. And they're like, sir, they wake me up. I'm like, what are you doing in my room? Shit. You know,
crazy.
I slept through a crazy earthquake when I was 10 years old. I was in Greece.
Yeah.
And my family tried waking me up. But then I wasn't waking up, and I dipped, and I just slept through the earthquake.
Well, everyone left. They fled the house.
Everyone fled the village, and then I woke up.
Village.
And then, but here's the funny thing. I woke up and I realized, I think I woke up because the chandelier was moving. I'm like, that's weird. Like it was moving, and it was making noise, and that's what woke me up.
That's what woke you up. The little noise of the crystals.
Yeah.
Rather than your entire family fucking yelling at you.
They threw water on me, everything. Nothing
on,
worked.
man.
I swear to God, bro, I was knocked out. And then I walk out, bro, and bro, it was such a weird experience because the village was empty. No one was there. I guess they go somewhere like in an open field or whatever, you know what I mean? Because the village where my mother's from is very like farmland.
Yeah.
So I guess they all went into like the open fields, so nothing falls on them or whatever, nothing collapses on them. And dude, it was the weirdest experience because everyone just dipped. I was the only one in the village.
You know what? You know what's crazy? What's fascinating, especially these small villages where they have limited resources compared to the big cities. Whenever there is some. Like a huge thing like this, like whether it's whether it's an earthquake or whether they're expecting forest fires now. It's the new thing, obviously, in Greece for the last couple of years. There's every year in certain regions, they're expecting forest fires. They have like this protocol, these little villages, and they mobilize within minutes. So they know exactly what they have to do. Everyone has a job, and they know, like, for example, okay, you see this, everyone has to mobilize. This is the location. This is the safe place. You got to get everything. Like, and it's crazy how it works. And I was watching, I
didn't fit into those plans.
He's a tourist. He doesn't count.
Bro, they smacked me, everything. They tried everything, bro. They're like, we tried.
No, because I was at my parents' house last week, I think, or the week before, I can't remember. And they're obviously watching the Greek news, and there's forest fires in Greece. And they're showing these clips from, I can't remember what village. And they were explaining that as soon as the fires started, everyone knew what to do. They had the resources done. People, they just fucking mobilized. They knew, okay, this, okay, we got to do this. So you go there. So everyone had a job to do. I guess that's the village life, man. Everyone, watches each other's backs.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I mean, you have no choice, right?
No, you don't.
If you're a little
because if you're waiting for services to get there, you're gonna wait a long time.
Forget about it.
It's not crazy. I mean, look at the life that you're used to over here, where within a couple minutes you're gonna have some sort of help, whether it's a police, whether it's the fireman, or whatever, something.
Not really.
Imagine, well, yeah, you do, man. You call 911, you're gonna have the first responders come immediately, and then the cops.
George, I had to fake a heart attack at the hospital in order to get all the tests ran.
That's different. You were at the hospital though. If something happens though here, like an emergency or whatever, and you call for help, you're gonna get it relatively quickly.
In what, 40 minutes?
No.
Yeah, 40 minutes.
I don't think so. Someone's gonna come. You're gonna have the first responders. The cops are gonna come. Someone's gonna rush. Like you're not gonna wait over half an hour to.
You know what I've been noticing lately on the road?
Sure.
People. I like that was so cute how you ducked and it did nothing.
I don't know what camera you're on.
This one. George is.
I didn't know what to do there. I thought he was reaching out to say hi, but then he just caressed my hand. I'm like, okay.
I was just trying to.
New gay Pantelis.
I was trying to love him.
Gay Tellis.
Gay Pantelis.
What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
I've seen people not moving out of the way of
like the ambulance or the service vehicles.
Yeah, service vehicles on the road. I've noticed that people taking their sweet time not carrying. Have you noticed that at all?
Big news I have to announce in Poseidon's life. He is the proud owner of a Dodge Charger. He's been talking about this for years.
You got a new car?
Why you gotta?
It's finally.
Why you gotta say it publicly, bro?
It's finally happened.
God damn it!
It looks so nice. And he's a menace to society. He finds excuses. Like, yes, I'm like, yo, you wanna like work or do something? He's like, no, I'm busy, bro. I gotta take a ride. So,
This is the new one?
Yeah.
so you might see him driving around the city,
Oh God,
looking like a cop, but he's happy. So congrats, Poseidon.
Thank you.
Good job.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It makes you feel good, eh?
Yes, it does.
It's amazing.
Your balls just grew by
100%, bro.
Yeah,
I no
a couple
longer have
inches.
a Honda Civic.
A new car is good. Also, he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, me. That's
better.
that's
You
my
got more
main.
leg room
That's
in
my
there.
main thing. Is I'm very comfortable in the thing. I could actually move around in the car.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. In a couple of weeks, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck, bro? Why is gas so expensive? What the hell?"
That's what happened to me. I got a new car, and I keep looking at the gas.
That already happened with me.
For sure. I never noticed it because it's such a natural thing, right? Oh, I gotta put gas. Until we were looking a couple of years ago. When was it? Last year? 2 years ago? We were looking for a car. We got an electric.
Oh, whoa!
But let me-
This is not an LGBTQ podcast.
The reason, though, we went and we ordered the Defender, the Land Rover. So we walk in the dealership.
I keep getting ads for that. By the way, I would never buy it.
You bought it?
What? Come on.
No, I would no. What, Land Rover or Range Rover? All that shit, never.
Oh, on a lease, you're good.
I had a Land Rover, which is horrible. Something breaks, you're fucked. Like, it's like, forget about it. So we walk in with my wife, and I'm like, let's just test drive the Defender. She goes, I don't know. I prefer Discovery, whatever. I'm like, okay, we'll do both. So we do the Discovery. I'm like, okay, it's nice, whatever. Then I'm like, look, we're here. Let's get in the Defender. She goes, I don't know. As soon as we sat in it, my wife's like, oh, yeah, this is it. This is it. The fucking car rock. It's the best. So we test drove it. I'm like, oh, bro, babe, this is the one. She goes, okay. So we go, we order it, whatever, all the specs, everything, and then we go home. So my wife, she's like, it's more gas than the Volvo, right? Because we have a Volvo. And I'm like, guaranteed. I go, if I remember my old Land Rover, that thing would fucking take gas every second day, you know?
You'd be surprised with a new one.
No, but look at this. So we're like, how much do we spend on gas? We had no clue, zero idea. So I go into my bank account.
$4,000 a month.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. $1,200. I'm like, fuck, that doesn't make sense. And I'm like, what about the month before? $1,300. I'm like, no, that's impossible. The month before, $1,400, $1,300, $1,200. And I'm like, what the fuck? Did somebody steal our card? Like, I mean, like, there's no fucking way. But you don't realize it. It adds up. And that's immediately there. I'm like, we can't do that. I'm like, forget about it. We're not gonna buy that car, whatever it was to pay monthly, plus another $1,500 because we use it for work, obviously. So that's what ruins us. And that was pretty much the deciding factor. We're like, forget it, fuck it. Let's just go with an electric car. We have a gas vehicle already. We'll keep that for our long trips. And,
even if they wouldn't break down, like the Range Rovers and all that shit, there's no way I could afford it, especially based on the gas is someone's rent,
that's
bro.
crazy.
It's too much. It's too much. So
look at this baller, bro.
yeah, you're here to brag, bro. You're here to fucking brag. You came to visit the poorest. You came to visit the poorest. He goes, oh, you have a nice little car. Let me tell you about $1,200 that I spent just on gas.
It's the opposite that happened, bro. I tried balling. I'm like, fuck it. Let me just go back into my...
It's because of people like this that Trudeau wants to pass all these taxes.
Bro, if I had to spend $1,200 on gas in a month, I'd kill myself.
Yeah.
But that's also the work that we have. We're always moving. We're always on the road. We're always, we're all over the fucking place.
Let me tell you.
Captain YOLO.
Hold
Captain
on.
YOLO.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah.
I just want to see you look good.
No, I don't, man.
You look healthy.
I am the heaviest I've ever been.
I think that's why you look healthy. You got some meat on you, but I can't see your body.
No, yeah. It's luckily the desk stops in my fucking thing. No, I gotta get back to the gym.
Yeah, me too. I started working out because I'm trying to lose my belly.
You look fucking fantastic, dude.
Well, that's what the ladies have been telling me, but I don't believe them. I don't believe them. Yeah.
Believe what the guys tell you.
I believe what the guy and all the guys. I just get messages from guys. All it says is fag. So I believe the guys.
we got Captain YOLO in the chat.
What is he saying?
He dropped 5 big ones. He goes,
gas money, baby.
he goes, just got myself a new job at Sun Life.
What? Congrats, Cat. What do you do?
Financial gentleman after being unemployed for a bit.
Nice. Sun Life.
Cool sunglasses face. Have a damn good day, folks.
Captain YOLO, please tell us, are you doing like life insurance shit? Because I've been thinking I should get life insurance.
Sun Life Financial.
Because now I'm at what people call.
Get what? Sorry, what? Life insurance? Oh, what's a midlife insurance?
No, I'm saying I'm at my midlife.
Okay.
People, they say in your late 30s, 40s, all that stuff, that's like your midlife. You're not going to make it that much longer. Stop lying to yourself.
Well, that's not true.
So I'm thinking maybe I should get life insurance so that when I die, vultures like him don't try to steal my PlayStation.
We have life insurance.
What do you think?
My mom got us. Well, she didn't get us. We paid for it, but she got us to get. She pushed us to get life insurance when I was like 18 or 19.
She was planning on killing you.
So that's been already paid off because it was like a 20 or 25 year kind of plan. I think 20-year plan, some shit like that. So that's paid off. And then after we got married, we got an additional one plus one for our kids. So everyone.
You know how people take pictures with their spouse, like they do photo shoots or with their kids or whatever? You want to go, we get a photographer, we take photos to our cars?
Sure. I don't mind.
The love of my life.
So you got a new car too?
It's none of your fucking business.
Fucking Pantelis podcast over here.
Actually, I didn't get a new car. My Pantelis Comedy finally got a car.
For sure, bro. That's what it is. We were saying the same
Pantelis
thing.
Comedy never had a car.
Oh yeah, it's true. Your company got you a car. That's fantastic.
It made me co-sign, but
How you been, man? It's true. I haven't seen each other in a long time.
I'm trying to get everything off the ground. I'm trying my best to take this operation to the next level.
It's there, man. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen.
On the personal side, I've been doing a lot. Like Pantelis has been doing a lot of comedy, a lot of acting now.
Good.
There's a new mini series, and I play a biker.
Where
do I play the biker?
No. On what is it on a platform? Is it on TV?
I think
or?
it's TV. Yeah, it's like a 6-episode miniseries about the biker wars in the 90s.
Okay. It's one of those. What do you call them? Fucking docu-series.
No. It's like a real thing. Real, like there's actors and everything. Like the real. I'm a biker.
That's
in
fucking
it.
awesome.
Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, I was going in because I had no lines, and I was like, all right, whatever. This is gonna be easy. I thought I was going to be in the background. I'm in the foreground, and I'm the only one. Well, no, other people too look the part, but I really look the part. Like I didn't know how much. Yeah, they were like, even the lady when I went to the makeup chair, she looked at me. She looked at them. She goes, "Yeah, he doesn't need makeup. You just leave him with his hair up, leave him the way he's dressed." And then I put all the clothes on. I was looking in the mirror. I go, god damn it, that's not a good look. Like if I walk into a depth, like it looks like I'm a biker. Like, when I wear, so like, I got to change my look out of it. It doesn't look good.
But you had a busy summer, and I missed your shit downtown there.
The stand-up, you're gonna get my stand-up inside. So I've been doing a lot of stand-up, now some acting. I'm Poseidon's driving coach. I'm telling him to calm down on the pedal because he's wasting a lot of gas. So I'm very, very busy. I'm trying to get this to the next level. There's new podcasts that are going to start soon.
Very nice.
I'm trying to get some deals in. Our deal with Eros and Company from Pantelis French Cast. And
I saw the box outside.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun now. They sent us toys in. They're going to find out tomorrow because there's going to be an ad with the Oli Aubin episode that comes out. It's the 200th episode.
Yeah.
It's the first ad that we're doing with one of their products that we have to review.
So you just give them to Poseidon.
No, we just talk about
review
them.
this vibrator.
The thing is, we're not sex toy people. We don't know a lot about sex toys, so it's funnier for us to talk about it.
That's funny.
But the first one I pulled out was hilarious. It was like meant to be. Like that's how we start things off, and it got awkward, and I cried. But it's fun. It's a fun commercial. Yeah. Tomorrow, French Cast.
This is one of the you're looking forward to the ads. I'm
looking forward to the ad.
That's good.
I watched the ad 4 times last night. I was like, "This is so funny."
It's a nice little endorsement, man. Fucking it's good.
Eros and Company. If you're gonna go there with the wife, try to spice things up. Promo code Pantelis. They're gonna give you 15% off. I haven't tried it in store though.
Okay.
Like I haven't tried to just at the cash. Be like,
that's awkward. I've never in my life walked into any of those stores.
So I had to walk in because they brought the box to a sex shop. So I had to walk in, right? So I walked in.
Can they just fucking deliver it?
Hold on, St. Hubert, okay? So it's full of people walking out. So I walk in. I don't
People
mind.
actually go. It packs up.
Of course, sex shops are a huge thing.
Fucking
it's a
shit.
sex positive city. They're not like you old man.
Yeah.
So I walk in, okay?
Nobody's
and I'm like,
ashamed
whatever,
anymore.
I don't care.
Good for them.
By the way, we'll talk about shame. That's the next thing. So I walk in and I'm like, I'm here to get, and they're like, oh, they have the podcast. Yeah. The box is massive. So now I realize as soon as I'm held in the box and walk out, I go, oh no, now I have to walk out with the giant box. So as soon as I walk out, now the looks start. Everyone's like, how many different items do you need to shove inside your girlfriend? like that's a lot, bro. Like that's a lot. It's just me like,
excuse me.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So I was like, all right, that's excessive. And it has my name on it too. So I was like, that's excessive.
Yeah, so everyone knows who you are.
Yeah. I was like, all right, this might have been a bad call. But it's so much fun. They're good because they love like Eros. They understand podcasts. That's why they're investing in podcasts. And so we're happy to partner up with them. It's fun.
No, it's amazing. But I think it also matches with the nature of your show as well. Like you can't. Like I don't see us advertising Eros et Compagnie politiquement parlant, and not to our guest, Mr. Prime Minister. But also my dildo on the desk.
My demographic, because for the French cast, a good part of my demographic is middle-aged, I guess, because I'm women. Like
Oh, you got more women.
I always had more women.
Really?
But more like 35 to 50 something.
Yeah.
Which apparently is a hard, that lady, you're right, is a hard demographic to get.
For sure.
This guy has it, but
Okay.
only for the French cast. It's that high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that demographic.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you've had more guys guests, more men guests.
Now it's a huge mix. Yeah, there was one point where the stats were insane. We had brought them up on Suzukut like a year ago. It was like 90. It was all women mostly, and I was like, what the fuck? And then it started to balance out with the different shows and stuff. So the channel itself now is more like 50-50. Not it's still more women, but it's like closer. But it used to be there was a point in time where it was like mostly women, and then I didn't know how to handle that because I didn't know what to do to bring. I was like,
yeah, like what do? Do you adjust your content?
But my content is
please
not.
more
It
women,
wasn't
or-
made for women.
Exactly.
It was just. I thought more dudes would come because I'm a dude.
For sure.
But no, the ladies were like, I like this. I like what this idiot is saying.
Yeah.
They like, women like retards as well.
It is harder, and look, I don't know the numbers of other podcasts. Maybe I'll ask some of our friends that are women podcasters to see what their demographics are. I would assume that a woman podcaster would probably attract more women because us too, we have way more guys than we have.
Depends,
girls.
bro. Like a hottie with a body, dudes are just watch
maybe,
to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
So shame you're talking about. People don't have shame anymore.
Yeah.
I had this conversation last night. I'm so glad you brought it up. I was thinking of which podcast I can talk about this on.
And this is the perfect one. Yeah.
Is shame that bad? Why are people acting like, oh, are you trying to make me feel shamed? Or shouldn't we still have shame for certain stuff?
100%.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
No, shame is good.
Shame is good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Be
To a
ashamed of
certain
something.
extent. To a certain
Like,
extent.
not of you
Yeah.
as a person, but I'm ashamed of certain stuff I've done or said. That's normal,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I'm being gaslit.
I've experienced both sides of that equation because I have a good friend, a good buddy of mine, Chris, who feels zero shame about anything. He's not shy. He'll fucking do whatever the hell. He doesn't care. He doesn't care, and that's just him. I'm different. I can't do certain things like
lot of shame.
like walking into the sex store.
But that's not shame. It's not like you did something like you should be ashamed
shame
of,
like
but
shame
you'd
like
be shy.
Yeah, you're shy.
That's different. I'm talking
Yeah.
about actual shame.
Yeah.
You should be ashamed of yourself. And you're like, I'm not ashamed. That's part of my life. Like that kind
yeah,
of.
no. Yeah. It depends what you do. Like a guy like you shouldn't feel shame because I don't think you do anything bad.
I feel all kinds of shame. I'm always ashamed.
Yeah.
I'm a 50-50. 50, I'm proud. 50% of the time, I'm ashamed of myself. That's my life. It's a tightrope balance between getting ice cream or killing myself. That's my everyday.
Goddamn.
How's your summer been, man?
Busy.
Yeah, eh?
Tired. I don't sleep enough.
Any time to? You took off with the wife a little bit.
Yeah,
for a
but I
little
took
bit?
off, but I came back. Like I went up and then I was driving back to do shows and I was back and forth. So I haven't really had a vacation.
You know, for the first time ever, and that's why I took a couple of weeks off. But
This guy.
he took off.
I heard something about your brother
Oh,
in Vancouver.
yeah.
End of the month. Did you know that he's gonna maybe go on stage to an open mic?
My brother.
Yeah. And you know how I found out?
the cascadeur.
We don't use the N word here. So what I found out was that Matthew Borgelli, who edits clips for us,
Yeah.
is gonna fly out there for a couple of days just to see that. It's gonna be an event.
Are you serious?
Maybe me and you should go out down there too and surprise him.
Vancouver? Why not? Fuck it.
Couple days. Go to the comedy club, show him, and then you show him how his big brother does comedy poorly. You down?
Yeah.
We'll talk.
Okay, yeah.
I have a
we'll
look
talk.
at prices, very reasonable.
Yeah.
Flights are nothing, but you know what's expensive? Stays.
Of course.
Bro, for
Yeah,
some
of
reason,
course.
Get an
Vancouver,
Airbnb, man.
bro, even Airbnb, I was looking.
yeah?
Vancouver thinks.
Stay with his brother.
We'll stay in my brother's van.
No, yeah, they're staying in hostels. That's why I said I'm not
know,
doing that.
no.
But Vancouver honestly thinks it's the hot chick at the party. Like Vancouver needs to calm down.
Yeah. I blame the Chinese.
Who is the hot chick in Canada? The actual hot chick.
Toronto?
It's got to be Toronto,
Anyone
right?
I'm with, it's got to be. No, man. Montreal, Toronto, both have hot women.
Yeah.
But as a city, we're talking about.
Yeah, the city. Which city is the hot chick in Canada? It's like everybody wants her.
It's Toronto.
It's got to be Toronto.
It's got to be Toronto. Yeah, sadly, yeah. But Montreal is an attainable chick.
yeah. Toronto's the one.
girl-
the
the girl-
Toronto's like in your dreams, buddy.
Yeah, in your jeans, right?
Yeah.
But Montreal's that girl's like her boyfriend beats her. They don't speak the
Listen,
same language.
one drink,
Yeah.
maybe two.
Drinks a lot of drugs. Yeah. You can get. She's hot, but you can get Montreal.
Yeah.
Toronto's like that hot chick that's like, I'm busy getting fucked by these Indian businessmen. So it's, different levels.
Shit.
So, how's the news?
Good, but just before we get the news, like I was just telling you before for the summer, man. This is the first time we actually had some time to just disconnect and fuck off. We hadn't really traveled with the family since 2016, man. Yeah. It's fucked up. Like for the first time, we got our shit in order, and we're
How
like,
old are your daughters?
the one is almost 10 in November, and the other one is 6.
Okay, so they both understand. You could speak to them and they'll do stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're independent.
I'm just saying, because travel-wise, that's what I think about with kids.
She didn't have a problem. We drove most of the places, so they were sleeping in the car. We haven't experienced flying yet with both. One, but she was young when we went to Greece in 2016. She was about a little over a year. And that went okay. But now, they're older, they want stuff, they nag, they bother each other. It's that shit.
They're going from kids to women.
Yeah. But it's starting too early, man. It's like I was expecting, like, when they hit their teens to hit that phase, but it's starting already. It's like,
Yo, what are you gonna do? You have 2 girls, no boys. They're gonna hit their teens. You're gonna talk to them about sex, bro. Isn't that weird?
Look, I'm starting to accept the fact that at a certain moment,
You're gonna have to kill a child.
I'll take a cinder block tied to my feet and just throw it in the deep end of my pool.
Either that or you're gonna kill a teenage boy.
Yeah.
How weird is that? You ever think about that?
I think about it all the time.
I'm telling you, I don't even have kids. These are not my kids. I'm getting anxious thinking about it.
Yeah.
If I was you, I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
Yeah, no, it's worrying, definitely, and also when you realize that as they advance in age, you always tend to compare with how you were at their age.
Yeah.
And that's weird, because at 10 years old there was no social media, there was no YouTube. We didn't have that shit. Okay,
You don't have
we had a
porn accessible on your phone.
TV. We had a TV with like 8 channels. You know what I mean? It's like fucking.
And the one that you shouldn't be watching was blurry, so you had to.
Yeah. It was all scrambled and blue, but so there's a huge gap, and at the same time, you have to accept that. Look, this is the reality, so you have to live with it. But how do you kind of coach them to be careful with what they see online, and then eventually, if they get on social media, what are they going to see? What are people going to say about them? Because see, when we went to school, bullying existed. In fact, bullying was way harder than it is today. Now in school, they're very much more relaxed. They talk about it, so kids are.
Bro, they won't even let me go near when I try to bully in school. They have rules now.
So they're much more reluctant to bullying. However, it's online now.
Yeah.
So it's like they're not gonna come punch you in the face and shove you in your locker.
Classic
They're like,
style.
you know what? Forget about it. We'll destroy them. So they get like a gang of 20, 30 friends, and they just destroy you on Facebook or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's
I prefer classic style. I prefer physical.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's over. It's done. Yeah, you got a beating or whatever. You go home. The next day, everybody forgot about it, unless it's a repetitive thing. But now it's like you're bullied at school. Everybody knows about it because it's on their phone. So everybody fucks up with you. Like they fuck you up the whole day. Then you go home, and then it's still there. There's a lot of pressure on these kids. So I don't know how I'm going to deal with it.
Because guys, they don't get the reputation. Like a guy, they're not going to be like, Poseidon banged all those girls. He's going to be like, oh no. But girls, what they do to them is they go, she's a skank, man. It's true.
Yeah.
And then they're scared to go to school. And some of them, they haven't even done anything. They're like, I don't even know these guys.
Yeah. So, And so they mature a lot faster than our generation did. Like at 10, 12.
I don't think they mature faster. I think that's wrong how we're phrasing it. I think they're immature, but they're given access to mature tools, which is why they misuse them.
They have access to information much earlier that we got much later, for example.
It's like a monkey with a chainsaw.
Yeah.
It's going to go off the rails.
Oh, yeah. So I'm very much worried. And they're girls, man. So they're much more emotional. They're, you know what I mean?
Oof. You're making me anxious. Goddamn. I don't even have kids and I'm anxious.
You can't think about that though, man.
Me? Always. I'm an anxious person. I think in my head, I live 10 years ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm always in panic mode.
Yeah, but it's going to fuck you up, man, because it's going to hold you back from
It's been my entire life.
You know?
It's been my entire life. That's how Pantelis lives.
I just go
Just know Pantelis is always sad and worried.
No, but you just go through it and just tell yourself that it's going to be fine. Whatever happens, it's just going to be okay. At the end of the day, it's going to be fine. Let's not worry. You can't worry, man. You can't go living your life like that.
Oh yeah, that's going to work. No one's ever told me that. Just stop worrying. Okay.
Like, look how things have changed. The other day I was talking with my dad, and you know, my girls now, we leave them alone sometimes. We gotta run around. We have some work to do.
Yeah.
They're okay. They're old enough and they're responsible enough that we leave them okay. We have cameras in the house too, so it's not a big deal. And we're not talking about the whole day, like maybe about an hour. You know.
Do they get into mischief?
No. When they're alone, they're fine. You know, they sit, they watch TV, or they play whatever, like good stuff. You know. So we're driving, I can't remember, with my wife, and my father calls, and he's like, "Hey, so where are you going?" I'm like, "Oh, we have some work to do, whatever." He goes, "Okay, and the kids, they're at your in-laws?" I'm like, "No, they're home." And he's like, "Oh, okay, so your in-laws are over?" I'm like, "No, they're by themselves." And he freaks out.
It's your dad.
Yeah, he's like, "What are you doing? What? Are you fucking with me? Okay, you're joking, right? Okay, stop playing." So I'm like, "No, man, it's fine. What are you talking about?" See, that would have never happened.
When you go back, that place on fire.
Yeah, it's like, but these are the good changes that. I don't know. Maybe it was our parents.
I don't know if neglecting your children are the good changes.
No, I don't think it's neglecting them. I mean, they're responsible enough to stay alone. I kind of like it, you know. I have friends that have kids that still drive them to Egypt. You know, it's like,
I don't know what kind of parent
let your kid take the fucking bus, man. Relax. You know. So
well, Egypt, yeah, that's college.
It's a little,
that's a bit much.
It's a bit much, no?
Yeah.
Like, let your kid go.
Yeah.
Relax, you know. So I don't know. We'll see. Look, I'm taking it day by day, and we'll see what happens.
Well, you're a bigger man than me, George.
Have some kids, and it'll be fun, man.
So how's your buddy Trudeau destroying the country today?
Oh fuck, dude! You just mentioned Trudeau, and it ruined my whole week. Like, it's over. And I've told you this.
Does it feel weird for you because you knew him, you
Yeah.
helped him get elected, and knowing that he was gonna destroy the country because you warned me with the first time.
Yeah.
And then now being like, I used to know this man. I was close enough. I could have killed him and I saved the country.
I could have
but
saved
you
us
didn't
all.
save the country.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
This is the most. This is the strangest thing because I mean, you remember a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I voted for him in 2015. He was good. He was the change that we all hoped for.
No, he wasn't
blah
good.
blah blah.
We were hoping.
Well, yeah,
that he would be.
He was the new guy coming in at a time where there was voter fatigue for the conservatives, and it's like, oh, nice, fresh new look, young guy, blah blah blah, social media savvy and all that stuff. And I remember doing door to door, and I went into this guy's house and like, what do you think? I'm like, look, man, good guy, incompetent. I don't think he has what it takes. Yeah, but you know, he's a young guy. We should give him a chance. I'm like, you know, go with your own. It's at your own risk.
I feel like for certain things we shouldn't give people a chance.
No, but
Like,
I mean,
like risk it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's young, give him a chance. Like, nobody would say that for when
Yeah,
they're
like
about.
this is serious. Like he took a
Yeah.
country like Canada, which okay, you can argue it's not a real country. It isn't, but the conglomerate corporation that is Canada, he took it from something that was thriving,
Yeah.
and he ran it into the ground. He should have been fired. Like without a vote, we should have got him out a long time ago because just results wise, no one can afford it. You destroy the country, and all you do is you go out and you're like, I love gays. And you're like, what does that have to do with anything? Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit.
Look.
Every time he does something that sets the country back, he takes a photo with an LGBTQ flag.
Yeah.
Like that's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. First of all, why are you blaming the gay? Why do you think gay people are to blame for this? They're not in charge of the country. You are.
Well, I mean, then they're technically in charge.
Only one of them.
no,
but because imagine you're about to get operated on, right?
Yeah.
And then they have the surgeon that is really good, you know, wasn't available or whatever, and then like, hey, this guy's young, give him a chance, but like he wasn't that good.
that would never
at
happen.
School.
That would never happen to me.
No, exactly, but
you?
it would never happen. Yeah.
Actually, it has happened. I remember.
But we allowed it to happen for the entire country, which is
You wanna hear a
insane.
story?
I was in a hospital. I was hospitalized in 2003. Was it? I fell off the roof. Whatever. I broke a rib. It punctured a lung. I was hospitalized for like 2 weeks.
You had life insurance at the time.
So it was a pneumothorax. So it punctured a lung. So I had a tube kind of sticking so it can drain the lung, whatever. So at some point the doctor comes and goes, okay, we're fine. We're going to take out the tube. And he was with an intern. He goes, okay, I'll have my colleague take it out. He's an intern. And I told him, I go, no. I go, he can watch. He can watch. He can practice on someone else. I go, you take out the fucking tube. It was fucking disgusting. He's like, okay, take a deep breath. Exhale. The fucking thing was huge, man. I was like, what the fuck?
With blood?
You're going to let this fucking guy pull that shit out of you?
Funny story. During pandemic time, when the hospitals you couldn't get it, remember all that stuff. So the wife had something like it was hurting her here and she was worried maybe it was her appendix, you know, all that stuff. Anyways, so I take her to, what's that shit hospital? It was the only one that at the time, it's on, what's it called? What's that fucking street by the water, bro? Am I losing
Gouin.
Gouin.
Oh, it's like Sacré-Cœur.
Bro, fucking.
Yeah, it is the worst.
It's disgusting.
Why would you go there?
It was next door. She was hurting a lot. So take her there, whatever, go in. You're not allowed to go. There was no visitors at the time or anything. So I'm waiting outside. She's fucking cleverly texting me. They took her to another area. Bro, as it's progressing, they're just like, she says there's just a lot of young, they look like fucking university students. Like that was the whole staff, the doctors and stuff. And they just like, on a whim, be like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just open her up. Let's just take out her appendix.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. So now she says this to me, and I'm like, yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, but that's what it is. I go, no, it's clearly not. It's not gonna burst. Like that's not the pain you have or whatever. So I go, I'm not gonna let them fucking operate on her.
Yeah.
So I go to the front door. There's a guy. There's a big black man with a mask. He's like, oh, you can't come in. There's no visitors. And you could go in if it's an emergency.
Yeah.
So I look at him and I go, yeah, I have fever. I think I have COVID, and my butt hurts because I fell down and I hurt my butt. I swear. Because like, what is he gonna do? Check my ass? So he's looking at me.
I fell on a broomstick.
Yeah, he's looking at me. He's like this. And no, it's just his eyes like this. So I had to fill out a thing that my butt hurts. I went in. I'm trying to see where she is. She's not in the waiting room. I'm looking around and cleverly sneak up to other rooms, other areas. I find where she is. I see her. She's like, "What are you doing here?" I go, "Get the fuck up. We're getting the fuck out of here." Fucking took my wife to the hospital, bro.
And finally, it wasn't that.
Yeah, no, that hospital's
Obviously,
notorious.
she would have been dead right now if it wasn't that.
They're so fucking stupid.
Yeah, no, that hospital's notorious, by the way.
I knew right away. She's like, they're not sure, but they go, okay.
That's crazy that they would just say, "All right, let's just slice her open."
Yeah, that's why I was like, that doesn't sound good.
That's crazy. That's psychopathic talk.
Of course it is. Like, I mean, an appendix is such a common thing that you know if it's that or not. Like, you know the symptoms. Like, come on, man.
God damn.
First of all, if your appendix is bursting, you can't fucking like. You are in pain.
Yeah.
You're in pain. But yeah, no, I don't know. Look, for me, it's wherever you are. However far it is, get yourself to the Jewish. Just manage to get there. That's it. The new one though, the Glen Hospital is fine.
The one downtown?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I don't trust anyone or anything.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Everything has gone to shit. Fuck. And you mentioned Shudo, and I got a headache immediately. And I've said this before, and I never expect this to happen to me, who I just enjoy political content, whether I'm for or against it. I'll look at it. I'll read it. Every time I'm scrolling and Justin Trudeau's face comes up or there's a video, I don't even watch it anymore. I'm not even interested.
Yeah,
I have lost all interest. I don't care.
Can I tell you something? Do you know how many idiots exist in this country? Because there's still people that I see online, unless they're robots. The way they talk about him and the way they view him, like he's a god and that everything he does is amazing. Like they can't see. So their life is crumbling around them. Everything, they can't afford fucking groceries, all that.
Yeah, but
and
he's
they're
God.
still... Yeah, communist.
It's
like,
weird. It's
I'm
weird
gonna
that you
vote
still-
again if I could. I will continue this. Like, so you want, because you don't want to admit that you made a mistake.
It's weird that you
want
still
the whole
see people
country
like that because everyone
to
I
suffer.
meet wants nothing to do with him.
Oh, online, bro, it's 50-50, or even more. I see a lot of people that are with him and weird with him. Like, he's done no wrong. Everything we're spending our money on is fine. The fact that other people, there's no inflation because Trudeau says there's no inflation. Everything's affordable. Nothing's affordable. Everything people can like. It's this weird delusional world, and I see this. I'm like, oh, now we're gonna get fucked again because these people vote, and this is the problem. Maybe not everyone should vote, or democracy might be the problem because you have half the country that could basically outvote you. If you have 51% retarded people in the country, technically speaking, they're the majority. So 49% of normal people would have to suffer. Because that's what happens now, right? It's mostly screaming.
Yeah.
Like the shit that you see with anything. By the way, we're talking about LGBTQ. I was thinking about this for a while. It is weird what we do. I don't know why we put sexuality like to the fore. What does it matter? Didn't we, I remember when I was in high school, we had to go through a period of like, it's none of your fucking business, leave people alone. Right? Your sexuality is not my business.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what to do.
Which is what Trudeau's father kind of implemented, right? What happens in your bedroom is your business.
It's your business, and that's how it should be. That's not my business.
Yeah.
So why now does every bank or every corporation need to tell us in June or whatever month it is, like, hey, just so you know, in this fucking bank, our clerks can suck each other off.
You know why?
What do I care, bro? How much interest are you giving my money? What the fuck do I care?
It's the what's it called? The diversity and inclusion, whatever the fuck it's
But that's
called.
not diverse. If everyone has to
EDS
be,
or whatever the
but
fuck
if
it is.
everyone has to be gay, then that's not diverse.
Yeah.
Diverse would be everyone. As long as you're not hurting anyone, it's your business.
Yeah.
But if it has to be, you have to have this flag, you have to do this. That's the opposite of diversity. Yeah, it's enforced fucking communism.
Yeah, no, they have to demonstrate that they follow that kind of protocol.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not diverse.
What's
That's
it called?
communism.
Equality, diversity, and inclusion. Whatever the fuck it is.
That's what they do in fucking North Korea. You have to have the picture of that guy.
Yeah.
You have to show that you're
Yeah.
part of the team. It's so crazy.
Dude, you know how messed up that is?
You know how on the communist flag they have the sickle and the hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On this they have a dildo and a fucking pussy.
No, trust me. They still have the sickle and the hammer. Isn't it? But am I wrong?
It's
forced.
It's
If
the
it's
most
forced, it's
ridiculous
not
thing
diverse.
ever. I have a friend, he's an engineer, and he hires, right? Yeah, and he told me when this policy was enforced, it was the most ridiculous thing because you're an engineer. You either know what you have to do or you don't, and because you're building whatever it is you're building, buildings or bridges or whatever the fuck it is, you have to be good at what you do.
Or gay.
Yeah. No, but they were forced to hire based on that policy.
So
So
crazy.
it's like they have a room of whatever amount of candidates, and they're like, okay, well, we're missing a person in the visible minority.
Oh
so we
my
got,
God, that's
and
crazy.
and that person wasn't the best in the
Yeah.
interview process, and it was messed up.
That would
he couldn't fucking believe it because
Yeah,
like,
that's why the country's going to shit.
like,
That would
we're not
expl-
hiring for McDonald's or whatever where anyone can do the job, and at even kind of competence, I'll take the diversity or the whatever it is. But when you're dealing with medicine, engineering, like scientific
I'm just
fields,
saying that's how I'm going to use that for a basis of divorce. Like, why are you divorcing your wife? Not diverse enough is the thing. I'm trying to bring diversity to this home.
it's not inclusive enough.
That's a funny skit.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
That would explain why I was almost hired for Air Canada as an air hostess.
We're missing retards.
Yeah. We're missing a fat, retarded man. And then
We need to check some boxes: homosexual, fat, retarded, and ethnic. We get them all.
we got them all. What? It's Poseidon.
God damn.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous what's
But
happening.
then one angry lesbian came and said, "Oh, same thing." All right.
we got an additional box.
These lesbians taking my jobs, my style.
You do look like Rosie O'Donnell.
No, but back to Trudeau. I sent you an article. He's still convinced that he has what it takes to win another election.
Sure
how,
he is.
How are you so delusional, man?
He's been delusional this whole fucking time.
There isn't one province in Canada, one, that you're leading in.
What about Quebec?
No, it's the Bloc Québécois.
Yeah, don't look at Cult MTL with the stuff they say about the island. Dude, it's
Bro, fuck
propaganda.
and Blog MTL.
Bro,
fuck that
it's
side.
so much propaganda.
So
like, I'll read
stupid.
some stuff. I go, who's writing these?
No, it's horrible.
Who's writing this?
Horrible, those things.
One time they had a thing, they go, Most Montreal or something about poly. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I go to click it. We asked 700 people. 700! And they go, Montreal, bro, they asked, first of all, who are these 700 retards that are answering these polls? Who answers polls, okay? And you're taking those 700 people and you're like, the majority of Montrealers or the majority of Quebecers.
so
That is
stupid.
not the majority of Quebecers.
That's crazy.
700 people, there's more than that in this building.
He's doing very poorly across Canada. In Quebec, he's coming in second, but it's neck and neck with the Conservatives. And I think as the elections approach, the Conservatives are going to do much better than the polls are analyzing. He has to go. He just needs to get the fuck out of here. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen. There's a by-election happening in La Salle on the 16th of September. I think is that
I only care about straight elections.
Can I say what's really weird about those polls?
in 2
You're
weeks.
right about who they get because we could talk to 50 people right now and we'll get such different.
Not just that, I don't know
Opinions?
who they like. These have to be volunteer, weird people with nothing to do, and you don't want the nothing to. The
Oh, it
people-
depends. Sometimes you get calls. Sometimes you get emails.
but we don't
Like,
answer that.
You don't. A lot of people do.
No,
but that's
I'm
why
saying
it doesn't
the ones
represent.
that answer the ones that with free time that refuse to work.
Yeah.
Those are not the answers I want.
Yeah.
Those are the people that destroy the country.
Yeah.
I want answers from the working man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want answers from the girl that works at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
I want answers from the guy who owns a business.
Yeah.
I want answers from the lady who's the president of Jean Couture. I want the people that are actually doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's who I want to answer. I don't want the guy that's like, I haven't worked in 4 years. I'm a gender studies specialist. Yeah, Trudeau's a god. I don't need your opinion. You're clearly mental.
Yeah, because what they
Yeah.
do, they take samples of several hundreds of people, but I know the Léger poll, which is one of the top ones here in Quebec, that's what they do. They poll in the thousands, and it's not just in Montreal. So they're going to poll in Montreal, Quebec City, and some regions or whatever. So they're going to take samples from all over the place and compile it. It's never exact. There's
This
always
is-
a margin of error. They
This
have
is
been
crazy.
wrong.
This is crazy that they do this when they could just go on Twitter and do a poll.
They do that also. They do that also.
Yeah, but not everyone's on Twitter either.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I don't mind. I don't care about the polls. What I want to say, I care about actions and what's happening, and people voting against their best interest is insane to me. They're voting against their best interest.
They don't know what their best interests are. That's the fucking problem. Forget about who they're voting for. It's like when you don't know what's your best interest, there's an issue there.
I know that my best interest is, let's say, prices being down, gas being down, life being affordable. I know that's my best interest. So right now, if I voted for the wrong person, and he does the opposite, she does the opposite, I know that my best interest is to go against him. What I find now is that people are so consumed in social media culture. They think their best interest is to keep the person that they've been bragging about online in power, just so that they're not proven wrong. They think their best interest is to not lose face online, which is crazy. Everyone's allowed to be. It's okay. You're wrong. I admit I was wrong about him. You admit you're wrong. That's it. And then we move on.
We're all human.
Yeah. Stop clinging to
Someone's gonna shit themselves at some point in their life.
Yeah, but let's not forget the other thing. The majority of the people have no clue what's happening. They don't do their research. They don't care about politics. They don't know who their leaders are. They don't know what is being discussed or passed in terms of bill. That's the majority of the people. Forget about you, me, and like our. Forget about that. Forget about that. It's a small percentage of the population that is actually aware of what's happening. Everyone else is either completely clueless or they follow, like you said, whatever clips they see on social media, or the big headlines in the news at 6 o'clock or at 8 o'clock or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's what the reality is.
Did you guys see some of these man on the street videos where the guy goes, who you voting for, and they go Kamala Harris, and they ask why, and they can't come up with an answer?
By the way, the Kamala Harris thing to me is
how ridiculous.
If Kamala Harris wins, you get what you deserve.
Yeah.
Bro, if you're an adult in a country that's slowly gone to shit the last 4 years, like economic and all that, the person who's in charge is telling you, I know it's fucked up. I know that whoever the fuck's in charge fucked shit up.
Oh, yeah.
But if you vote for me, I'll fix things. You're in charge.
Yeah.
And people are like, she has to clean it up because the people that are in charge fucked it. That's her. You fucking morons. It's so, dude, I'm watching this and I'm just like fuming. I'm like, you can't be, you deserve it. Then I don't feel bad.
Yeah.
You deserve it. But you're an idiot.
You know what's fascinating to me?
But then what about the people that aren't idiots?
They suffer. That's the problem with democracy.
Here's what's fascinating to me, and it made me, it didn't make me realize, I think everyone that follows even remotely what's happening in the U.S. should have realized by now how staged this whole presidency was from the very beginning when Biden got elected, because it's so fascinating to me how from one debate where clearly all of the world saw that he was incapable. So there's no way for you not to lie. There's no room anymore for you to say, no, he's fine. Forget about what the media says. You're stretching it out of proportion. No. There was, how long was the debate? An hour and a half, 2 hours, let's say 2 hours of just nothing coming from this man. So there's zero excuse anymore. So it went from that to within less than a month, we have a new leader. That's it. It's over. It's Kamala Harris. They forced them out. You're like, you're done, sir. So imagine the machine that has been behind this guy. Yeah. Let's not say from the beginning of his presidency, but like for the greater part of his presidency.
But you saw the Zuckerberg email yesterday. You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Bring that up.
Zuckerberg came out early this week.
Founder of Facebook.
Yeah, he came out early this week, and he pretty much said that he received a lot of pressure from the Biden administration on how to monitor and how to flag content online and
propaganda from the government. You remember when they first said that this was happening? You all said online, not you all, but the loyalists.
Here's the thing:
this is conspiracy. It is not true. And then now what happens?
Who's this Japanese guy?
Now what happens? They actually come out. It comes out of the horse's mouth.
I like the fact that he actually stepped up and said it. I don't know why he didn't say it earlier, but
I know why he didn't
at least he said it. At least he said so. At least it came from him directly. I'm just wondering if there's what do you call it? What do you call those guys?
Ulterior motive?
No. Those guys that fucking that are protected. That say the N-word. No, the guys that say secrets or that come out with information.
Whistleblowers?
Whistleblowers. I'm just worried that they suspected that there was some sort of whistleblower somewhere that was going to leak the information.
So
he came out first. Whatever it is, he came out and it's good. The problem I have is, dude, you testified before Congress.
And you lied.
And none of this came up.
Yeah, he lied. He said, no, we were never.
No, nothing happened. We have mechanisms in place to check the content, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, they were forced to temporarily flag, to temporarily remove the content while the verification was being done before putting it back on. A lot of that content never came back on because they were forced. And that happened consistently throughout the election. What year was it? The election, 2020 election.
So right now, pause. I just have to say this: the reaction of people. So the reaction of people normally, the stuff that people were trying to warn you about, even Alex Jones, that you said this conspiracy, and you got mad at the time because that's what they told you. Now that you find out that those people are right, you have two ways of doing it. An evolved, logical person that wants the best for them, they'd be like, "Oh fuck, let me look into this. I was lied to. What is the truth?
The deep state is real."
Right, but what are most of them doing? No, I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to fucking hear it. And they just close
like
it.
It's coming straight from the fucking horse's mouth, dude.
And
what the hell?
They panic like children. I don't know. They're like, listen, Santa Claus isn't real. I know it's real. It's not. That's what they're doing. And now they're wondering why everything around them is collapsing is because they live in this mythology. Yeah. So right now, your physical body lives in the physical realm, in reality. You have to address reality and live in reality. If your body is in reality, but you're living in this mythological fantasy, of course it's not going to work. Yeah. You go to the gas pump, you're like, I have $50 for gas. It's like, ma'am, it's going to cost you $120. $50 for gas. It's not going to help. You're living in that's what it costs. Reality is, that's what it fucking costs.
And it was serious
You
stuff.
end up like Adam.
No, but specifically, it was with content related to COVID. So all the information was coming on. People were doing research and they were posting it, and that was taken down. And the conspiracy with Biden's son, the whole laptop thing in Ukraine and Russia and all that stuff.
Real.
Also, there was the conspiracy that Russia was heavily involved in Trump's campaign, which was all a lie as well. So all these things. If you were someone on Facebook that had posted something to inform either the people that follow you or in general, your content was taken down under the pretext that it would be verified. And it was never allowed to go back on. It's serious, especially when you are the biggest social media platform. And he came out and said, "Listen, we will not be taking part of any of this in the upcoming elections. This is it's a free social media for everyone to express themselves. Of course, I hope they will still monitor hatred and that kind of content."
They threaten his family or something?
No, but I mean, look, man, when you get a call from the FBI that says, "Look, man, this guy, we saw content coming out, we're investigating it, or there's an investigation because of some whatever." I mean, what else do? You're like, oh fuck, shit. Okay, the FBI is calling me. They're investigating on this. It shouldn't be on my platform. Let's do our own research as well. Remove it. By the time you get fucking information from the FBI,
find out the FBI has been bullshitting you the whole time.
You think Facebook has the tools to investigate better than the FBI? Fuck no, man. What kind of verification are you going to do? So you're just there sitting waiting for the FBI to give you the green light
and they
won't. It's sad.
Yeah, so they're just taking everything down, but there's too much to verify.
No. It's not that there's too much. They're not gonna verify. This isn't something to verify. The government tells you can't put it because we're telling you. Even though they're images, you could see it's real. You could see it's real. Like, no, it's the same thing with COVID. Remember the vaccines, all that? People are coming out. We're talking about adverse effects. They were saying, my hair fell out, like that guy,
Yeah.
And then people online were like, the government said it's not true, so it's not true. Like, everyone became zombies. Everyone turned into the people that live on planet Earth in 1984, the novel.
Because
that's what everyone became.
I don't know if you guys remember in the beginning, and which I think was the right thing to do, content that they weren't sure if it was valid or not, they had a little warning, right? Facebook had a little warning, content may be subjected to false information or whatever, blah, blah, leave that there and let the fucking user decide if whether or not it's true or not, and let them fucking decide. We're fucking, there's adults in the room, man. You put your little warning, you put your little disclaimer. Look, guys, this is the content that was up. Be careful.
Yeah.
But don't remove it. Who are you to remove content? Anyway.
Burning books like ISIS.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I mean, imagine the control this guy has because of his fucking platform. And of course, it comes with a lot of stress because can you imagine getting a call by FBI? Dude, that thing that you said.
I don't have to imagine, sir. I've had a call from the FBI.
Yeah, different FBI.
The female body inspectors. Hey. And I was like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
This ain't a female body. It must be weird to get a call from the FBI. And then I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, how do you answer
This is the
that?
FBI. I'd be like, no, who is this? Like, sir, this is the FBI. I'd be like, don't fucking lie to me.
You think it's one of your friends?
Yeah,
Like,
I'd be like,
Bob?
yeah, you're the FBI? Yeah, okay. So tell me about Kennedy. What really happened? You guys know? Has the CIA told you about how they killed him or no? So
Yeah.
speaking of Kennedy, Robert F.
Yes, big news. Yeah,
Kennedy. Big news. Trump must be so pissed off right now.
because he stole his thunder or what?
No, he supported Trump.
Yeah.
But is he so pissed off that he picked J.D. Vance?
Oh, yeah.
He's probably thinking, he's like, can I ask this fucking mascara wearing guy to just step down and I'll get RFK as my vice president? Because RFK as vice president, Trump wins. But
Really?
Yeah, but just the endorsement helps, and that he took himself off the ballot from those swing states.
Yeah. That's important to specify. He didn't stop his campaign, right? He's suspending his campaign. He's still going to be on the ballot in most of the states, but the states that are crucial, where he had a huge risk of splitting the vote and having the Democrats win, he's going to pull his name out from those states to help Trump.
He's gearing up for the 2028 election.
No,
He's not doing any of that. He's basically
trying-
positioning himself so that he can
doesn't-
make sure that the
Democrats-
least amount of chances go to the Democrats.
Yeah, because
Okay.
his uncle was one of the main reasons why the Democratic Party is what it is, and he feels like it does not align with the values that he grew up with, because he was a lifelong Democrat. It was supposed to be anti-war, anti-censorship, freedom, and they've took that, they call themselves Democrats, and that's why people don't realize. People go, because democracy. They don't realize that what they're voting for is the opposite of democracy. What they do is crazy. It's censorship, it's aggressive, it's war. People are, it's this another cognitive dissonance. One party's saying, yeah, we gotta fucking stop fighting people. We gotta not go to war. And then the other side is saying, no, we should. Everyone's a villain. Trump is friends with these villains, or we should go to war. And they're bombing kids.
Yeah.
There's how many wars are they fighting simultaneously right now? And they're funding the fucking their debt. Their national debt is astronomical. Astronomical. I don't even know how you calculate that shit. It's nuts to me. So I get why RFK is like, no, this isn't my family's party. You guys are warmongers. No one wants peace anymore. And then the goofy guy from The Apprentice. The goofy guy from The Apprentice is now the voice of reason, telling people maybe we should calm the fuck down, stop these wars, focus on peace, focus on our country. And they were saying that he's an extremist.
Yeah.
That's insane.
If you guys want to, I think if you watch Star Wars, it'll give you a good idea of what's happening in politics.
That's the problem. This is how kids are thinking. That's the problem. That's how kids are thinking these days. They're like, but what does Darth Vader say?
What would Han Solo do?
What would Han Solo do? Luke, what would Mark Hamill do? Kiss his sister, obviously, but apart
I'm
from
talking
that,
about episode 1, 2, 3, because episode 1, 2, 3 it was like political heavy politically.
Sure. Okay.
can't. There's a generation of these
We went
mutants.
from a fucking serious discussion to fucking Star Wars.
A generation of these mutants out there.
No, but it's a huge thing. But even had he stepped down earlier, I'm not convinced Trump would name him as his VP.
Yeah,
You
would.
think so?
He wanted it, and he didn't like that he had to go up against him. He didn't like that. He didn't like the fact that they switched out Kamala because it was a whole new strategy. He had to.
You know, the fact that there was a debate that.
And I realize that nobody respects in the States, no matter what they say, these media companies, they don't like black people.
You know how a couple of months ago everybody
They don't like black people, and it's obvious because they took an Indian woman and they're like, yeah, you're black. And everyone's cool with it. All these white people are like, this is the black woman.
Well,
and,
she's
and
not
her,
white.
And her too, she's like, yes, I am black. You're an Indian lady. Like, I can't go and be like, yes, I am Italian. Like, but you're Greek. Yeah, Italian. The Italians would be like, yeah, you know, it's different, right, bro? Like, we look alike, but you're not Italian. I'd be like, I'm not fucking Italian, bro. Shut up. Mamma mia. Where's the pizza? Like, people should get offended. Like, I'm surprised that there's not more black people coming out and be like, guys, we're not interchangeable. It's not white, so it's black. Like, that's crazy.
It's just, look, for me, the most eye-opening thing is, you know, when you look back at everything that's happened, everyone a couple of months ago was wondering how, why? Like, how is it possible that there's a debate happening in June? It has never happened. Why is this happening now? And then you look at everything that ensued. It started as a conspiracy theory, but I tend to believe it because there's no way it's not true. That the Democratic Party pushed for that to happen
to show
so that they can justify getting this guy out.
Yeah, you'd think they'd get someone else though, and not Kamala Harris.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It was all.
What else did they have?
Look, I don't know. I like better than her. You mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. A piece of plywood. Something.
Dude, Kamala Harris for the entire mandate, the whole 4 years. How often did you see her?
No, not only did she,
Almost
I'm talking
never.
about before
She's
that,
horrible. They
have
hit
you
her.
But yeah, but have you seen the videos of her when she was talking about her? What was it? District attorney, I think her
in California.
job. Yeah, when she was talking about how I have the power. You know, if and I don't like someone, I could put him in jail for like a month, and that's what I'll do. So, and like how she abuses her power. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And these videos are surfacing now, and people are like, "Yes, queen, abuse your power." It's like you're so stupid,
guys. I follow the Babylon Bee. It's like this satire.
Yeah, we know what it is.
And when RFK announced that he was suspending his campaign and supporting Trump, they had the picture of him because the day after he went on stage with him, I can't remember where he brought him up, and the headline was Donald Trump happy for RFK's endorsement. Because now he has another candidate to take the bullet for him. Or
That's funny.
It's horrible, man.
That's funny.
Can I tell you something about RFK? It must be weird being in that country where the closest thing to royalty the Americans have became the Kennedys.
It is, yeah.
Knowing that what we call the deep state, the CIA and all the dark areas of government, murdered
his entire family.
Multiple members of your family, everyone in your family, they just repeatedly murder. And now you're also running for office, and you know that, like, isn't that crazy that at any moment,
yeah, but he said that on Rogan.
Everyone.
Yeah, he said that on Rogan.
What did he say?
Because Rogan asked him about that, and he goes, "Aren't you worried? Aren't you scared that your fate will match that of your uncle and your father?" And and he had said that it's a risk that he's willing to take because of what he believes in, and that he wouldn't hold himself back from campaigning and
living his life,
sharing his policy.
Like, if you don't know, somebody might, but now my dad, my uncle, everyone around, like, will take planes down, will shoot you in the head, at a fucking parade. We don't care.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm going to talk against you guys. Like, isn't it scary?
100%.
Like, you know that at any moment, that's what I'm saying. Trump is so lucky when the FBI let that mentally retarded trans kid shoot him in the head. Just turning his head at the right.
Oh man, we're talking about split seconds.
In that room where they're discussing that, like, the FBI handlers that fucking allowed that to happen, they must have either started believing in God.
Oh yeah.
Or be like, this. How is this possible? Like it's a second. It's a fraction of a second decision.
It's not even a second. It's less.
Yeah. Like I see it. Like I've seen the video repeatedly, and I go, the luck on this motherfucking. And I don't want him to die. I'm not saying I'm a motherfucker. Like I'm mad. I just mean the luck that he has. Bro, I'd be in the casino all the time. It's too crazy, that luck.
Agree with him or not, shit like this should not happen. You can't have this
especially
sort of
your own country. The FBI going, man. We don't know.
And then all these other idiots are like, the guy shouldn't have fucking missed. I'm like, what's it called, man? Jack Black's guy there, the bandmate, whatever his name was.
But in his defense, you say wacky stuff on stage. He thought it was going to get a pop. It didn't get a pop. People were like, it's a little aggressive.
Yeah.
He tried it. It was a joke. He thought it would work because they're more left-leaning. He realized after it was maybe aggressive. I don't have a problem with him saying shit like that because it was on stage. He wasn't like a tweet. He didn't have time to think about it. It was one of those, he thought it was going to be funny and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It all comes from the same place.
God knows I've done that so many times.
Yeah, I say crazy shit too. Sometimes I'll say something crazy and people are like, that may have been a bit much. I'm like, yeah, perhaps it was. So what I'm more mad about is Jack Black, who laughed when he said that. Instead of him being like, it's my boy who was just saying a joke. He's like, I'm against this. No, you weren't. You laughed about this. Yeah. You're like, I'm against this and I can't be friends with him. We have to stop the tour because I don't know. Like, you're a pussy, bro. You're a fucking pussy. That's what I don't like.
There was something else. I just saw a clip the other day about them. Like it showed them fighting on stage or whatever the fuck. They were exchanging some words, and then Jack Black is okay. All right, we're back. No worries. And then the guy's like, I quit, and just walked off stage.
I think he's just joking.
No. I don't know. I saw that. I don't know. I don't know if it's the same the same day when he said what he said. But whatever.
What else? What kind of news you got for
Jack
me, buddy?
Black? You guys saw, it's been going around a lot, the clip. Obviously, we all saw the floods in Montreal. Unfortunate, obviously.
We lived it.
And last week or the week before, I think it's last week, they were addressing the issue at the municipal council in Montreal.
Okay.
So a friend of ours, Jim Bass, I don't know if, cool guy, awesome guy.
Bates?
Jim Bass. Jim Bass. He's the mayor of Pierrefonds, Roxborough. Primarily an Anglophone community, right, in the West Island. He gets up and also an area that was very much impacted by the floods. Every year they have floods. Every year Jim Bass comes up and pressures the city to do something about it. There's different strategies that he's come up with on at least avoiding this, or preventing it. So he gets up in city council. And he's expressing himself, and he's saying, this and this every year. I don't know exactly what he said, but he said it in English because obviously he's there. He represents a much more Anglophone district. A good 2-3 minute intervention. Valérie Plante gets up. Her answer. Whether she's for or against what he said, you would expect her to answer about her strategy and how the city of Montreal has put funds in to prevent floodings or protect the zones, blah, blah, blah. What does she say? She criticizes the guy for talking in English.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
But I already told you she's low IQ. No one wanted to listen to me for years. I told you she's low IQ. She's not evil. She's not trying to do bad. She's just a dummy in a position she should not be in. She's a dummy who likes bicycles. She's not a bad person. Don't blame her for everything because it's not malice. It's just stupidity.
I just think that it's such an urgent matter. It's been consistently happening over the last couple of years. You have one mayor.
Oh my God, this guy's been shot. En français, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah. What are you stupid? Like, what game are you playing here? The guy gets up with a serious concern. Whether it's French or in English, he has the right to express himself in any language because that's what the rule says. Even at the National Assembly, you can get up and speak any language you want in the House.
Chinese?
You can do whatever you want. There's no rule about speaking French.
Yeah.
They do it because they want people to understand, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
But
I'm not going to go out there and speak Swahili.
you can get up and speak in any language. I remember many times my boss would get up and speak in Greek. We're highlighting an event or whatever. All we had to do was just send the translation so that they can put it when they rebroadcast it or whatever for the records, But that's it. There's no limitations. So
remember we were talking about shame earlier? Yeah. People don't have shame anymore and you should be ashamed.
Isn't that shameful? That's shameful.
If I was her, I'd go home and be like, fuck, I'm ashamed. They're going to remember me for being retarded.
Yeah. He broke no rules. He spoke at the city council where you can speak any language you want. And the only argument you had was to criticize him for speaking in English. What's wrong with you, man? What's wrong with you? Why don't you find an answer to his question and address the issue that a lot of Montrealers have been suffering. With over the last couple of years, which is flooding. So fucking do something about it. It's not your jurisdiction. It's provincial. Good. Take it up to the provincial government. But figure out a solution. Her answer was like, Monsieur le Président, je remarque que notre opposition parle seulement en anglais. Moi, je le remarque. Who gives a shit? Did you understand? Yes or no what he said? So,
look, this is what I realized. He started talking. I realized none of his topics revolved around bicycles, and I zoned out.
I don't know what else he said.
Look, I waited about a minute and a half, no bike path. I zoned out. I started thinking, I'm going to be honest, about bikes. A lot of tires, a lot of bicycle seats, bikes. She's just yelling bikes.
God damn.
So, George, do you have any positive news for us before we go?
Okay. This is the other news that I don't know if it's funny or not, but it was to be expected. Yesterday, the Montreal airport announced that it was
losing or that's contract for security is going with the SQ instead of the Montreal police.
Exactly. So when you would go to the Montreal airport, the people there that would, make sure that nobody was acting up and everything was nice and safe or whatever, they had the protection of the police of Montreal, the Montreal police.
So we were not protected all these years.
Maybe it's been over 20 years.
I've been unsafe for 20 years.
It's been over 20 years. So they're like, you know what? Fuck off. Bye. You lose the contract. We'll give the contract now to the SQ for the next 5 years, I think, or something like that. We'll see what happens.
That's actually good news, yeah.
Look, the SQ doesn't fuck around.
I had no idea.
Because the SQ does
the SQ does not fuck around.
Don't fuck
I had no
around,
idea it was the
SQ.
Montreal police that was there. Fuck, we're lucky. Wow.
Yeah, the SQ doesn't fuck around. I don't know.
I feel like terrorists didn't know that, or else
It's true. He's right.
It would have been worse. Look, I think the SQ probably has way more resources.
and also they're very aggressive, a little too aggressive. But you know what?
They don't fuck around. But it's your airport, man. You can't. You
I got a ticket once for driving the SQ. I was going up to with Poseidon.
I remember this.
Yeah, I got a ticket for looking at the guy. I was driving. We locked eyes. We locked eyes. He was parked. We locked eyes. One spirit. We locked eyes. He followed me, pulled me over, gave me a ticket. I couldn't even fight the ticket. It was the craziest thing.
They're like gorillas.
It's the craziest thing. I was like, this can't be. We don't live in China.
What did he tell you?
He said, I'm stopping for driving. And I said, what? And then I was beside him. And I go, was I going too fast? He's like, it's possible. And I was like, what the fuck?
What do you do?
The SQ is the equivalent of, is it Phoenix State Patrol?
No, it's just in general, the state troopers are crazy.
No, but there's one.
It's the state police, bro. The
Texas Rangers.
I think there's the in Phoenix. I think they're like really aggressive. Like what they'll do is they'll like if you're racing or whatever, if you're a drug dealer, they'll seize your car, and if it's a sports car, they take it, they modify it, make it faster, and put sirens, and then chase other criminals with the car that was seized. Dude, they're nuts. And the SQ I feel like is not as intense, but along those lines.
Look, the
SQ is intense, bro.
The experience I've had, because I've dealt with the SQ a lot, because they're the ones that are mandated to protect the political class, right? It's the SQ that protects the politicians here. So we dealt with them a lot. Super nice guys, but on the job, you just don't fuck with them.
Yeah.
You do not fuck with these guys.
I remember.
And they're everywhere. People think that, oh, no, they're mostly highways.
No, I see them.
They are everywhere. I remember once, it was in 2008, our office was stormed by like 30, 35 students back then. It was the early stages of the student demonstration.
How embarrassing is that? You're stormed by fucking 9 lesbians, 13 pansexuals.
No, dude, they walk in, these stupid kids that were breaking shit.
Not one of them has their natural hair color.
So we call, and
It's just a bunch of parents invading.
the office on St. Lawrence, so the police station is right across. It
They're all
was in the
screaming,
park.
yes, Quinn! Yes! Hashtag break-in.
So the police station was across the street in Jarry Park. The cops came right away. But the SQ...
I'm picturing the entire scene play out, bro. It's hilarious.
So the SQ came like just a couple minutes afterwards, and it's crazy for me to see the authority. So the cops were all there, and when the SQ walked in, it was like... Now is the reference of Star Wars, where the leader walks in and everybody moves out of the way, and Darth Vader kind of walks through the middle.
SQ came through.
That's how it was with the SQ. It's
no, they don't.
We're here, guys. We're here.
The real adults all here.
But you know what? It kind of makes me respect them.
No, they don't fuck around. Like, they take their job serious. It's not like the Montreal police where like, random shit happens. These guys, if they're there, they don't have the luxury of we're gonna go grab a donut. If they're there, it's because they have to get something done.
They also deal with more severe files, right? It's like a drug, imports, exports, that kind of stuff.
They're not like the Montreal police where they're like, we have a high profile case of someone being black. And then, like, if they said to the SQ is gonna do this, like. Jesus Christ.
You know what I remember though?
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. I got a ticket once from the SQ. She said I was doing double the speed limit.
She said I was doing too much.
It was on the 720. Pulls me over. First of all, when she got in her car and she followed me, she went to overtake me in the tunnel on a double solid line, and then decided nah. And then as I took my exit, she turned on her lights. Suspended my license for 7 days.
Shit.
Gave me a $1,200 ticket.
By the way, lady cops are insane though. Can we address this?
Yeah.
What is going on? Saturday, I was going back home in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I couldn't get. They blocked all of Lackady from, and I saw when I was there was nothing happening in front of my building. I could have gone into the parking. She didn't want to let me, and as soon as I pulled up, I saw it was a lady cop, and I knew. I go, I'm gonna have a problem. I won't be able to go home.
Yeah.
Lowers the window. I go, Sava, like I point. I go, I live right here. I just want to go in. Doesn't use any common sense, like, oh yeah, fucking just turn. You're right here. What did she say? No, find somewhere else to park. Go somewhere else. And I go, yeah, I know, but there's no other, like, this is, like, I have, no, did it. And I had to go do I basically went all around, did a whole convoluted thing to get into the parking lot that I could have got into. Like, she made me sneak up behind her, where she could just let me go from just because she's like, no, I have the authority here. Even though it helps nothing. I'm nowhere near the crime scene.
It's because they have something to prove.
But what happened?
But anyways, yeah. No, I wasn't. I was on the. Remember they were doing construction on the 720. I was heading downtown. I was dropping off a coworker home actually, and she suspended my license. My coworker had to drive my own car. He drove me home, and then parked my car, and then finally he went home. Anyways, it was a whole ordeal. And then I contested the ticket because I had a witness too, and then. Even though I had all the proof and I had proof and everything, the prosecutor, not the prosecutor, the La Couronne, she was nervous. The Crown. She was nervous. She's like, oh fuck, this guy has proof. Like, I'm gonna lose this case. The judge is like, nah, you don't have enough proof. Guilty. Blank. And then as the SQ lady was there, she's walking out. She looked at me and she was smiling. She's like, yeah.
Bitch.
The opposite of me. One time I beat one of those cops at the courthouse with him as my witness. The judge said, I find the witness is not credible at all because he showed up with his chains open, this and that, and he didn't know the mics. They're not mics to amplify your voice. They're just to pick up the recording. And he kept leaning in, and the judge like, yeah, it's not a microphone. Stop leaning in. Just talk. You know. It's not anyway, so he was like, yeah, Your Honor. So listen, this fucking guy. So he's doing his stuff. Horrible. But then the cop was there. The cop showed up because I specifically asked for the cop to show up. And then at the end, I win. And the judge goes, just for the record, I don't believe that the witness was credible. Very uncredible witness. And he's like this with his chest out. But I feel like the police officer was even less credible. And then the police officer was leaving, bro. The look he gave us was like all angry. And I was like, what did I say? Good try, bro. Good game.
That's a win on my part. That's a compliment, bro.
No, but you know what the thing is? If put yourself in the position of the police officer. You do your job. Okay, whether you do it correctly or not, I mean, it could be argued. But you're a police officer. You're doing your job, you give a ticket, it gets contested, and you have to fucking show up in court like a year later. Like, it must be fucking annoying.
And then you see him with his chest out.
And you're less credible.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like, how many of these things do they have to do? Imagine on a regular day, your average police officer, how many times do you have to show up to court because some guy or girl has to contest a ticket that you get just because you're doing your job? And
no. The guy that was he's a piece of garbage. He's the Park X one that everybody hates.
Oh, I know who it is.
He's a piece of garbage. Dude, the lie that he said about me was so insane.
But he was notorious. He was a notorious asshole.
He's a notorious asshole, bro. The lie, he was making it up. He pulled me over, not on Wiseman. What's that street that they just burned him? Bro, he was making stuff up about it, and I was like, dude, how are you still talking? Like, everything you're saying doesn't make any sense.
There was
that's the same guy. That's the same guy that was beaten up, and they arrested the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And imprisoned him. They fucking beat the shit out of that poor guy. He's like, it's not me. It's not me.
But you're black. I remember that.
Just because that guy got up from his fucking concussion, like, the guy I arrested attacked me. The guy I stopped. That's the one. Poor fucking guy.
You know how crazy that is?
I remember talking about it on the podcast.
It was happening live.
Yeah. We're like, yeah, stupid idiot. Fuck, the guy called, put up a whole show. Oh, the cop's getting beaten up. Shut up, loser. You're making up your story. It's you.
Yeah.
What kind of sickness do you have?
The guy called to help the cop, and then they showed up and beat the shit out of him.
God damn.
So the Montreal police, not the best. Not the worst. There's worse out there, but not the best.
There's a cop with a really super gelled hair. You guys know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's only one of them.
But super gelled.
Rock hard.
It's like black and it's black.
I'm not in Park.
His hair is black. Anyways, bro, this guy, and he's a dick too, and he's given multiple tickets to my mother too.
I give his mother tickets to every time I saw her. Stop this.
One day,
whatever this is, stop it.
One day, bro, I'm going to go into my building, and this guy, there was construction being done, but they had opened it over the weekend so people could pass through to cut into onto Acadie. This guy, bro, stood at the corner and wrote down plates and print before the light, because it's a long light, that light to turn on Acadie. Before the light turns green, wrote tickets for driving through a construction zone, I guess, and would just smack them on the people's windows while they're in their cars.
Like, that's insanely aggressive. And also, as a judge or as, let's say, his boss, you should realize if a guy is his quota, let's say, in a day he comes back and he has 400 tickets, there might be a problem.
Yeah. And I witnessed this.
There's no doubt that there's a fucking quota because every cop denies it.
Yeah.
But can we agree that
when
there's no fucking way?
There's no way. If there's no quota, there's psychopaths.
Yeah.
And when I witnessed this, bro, I actually blurted out, "What a piece of shit!" And he heard it, and then the whole time he was nervous. He was looking at me.
But you're allowed to call him a piece of shit.
100%.
Yeah.
No, but he was
you can't
nervous.
wish death upon him.
No.
You have you're allowed, right? I could be like, you know what I think of you? I think you're doing a terrible job and you're a piece of garbage. You can say that.
Yeah, but he's gonna arrest you for interfering with his job.
How does that? Saying you're bad at your
Obstruction.
job. How does that obstruct?
I was smoking. I was on the side. I wasn't doing nothing. But the entire time he was giving me dirty looks, staring at me to see I might not do
All right,
anything.
well, look, we gotta close the show because I gotta go get a haircut. George Chandrizos, tell us about your podcast.
Every week, brand new episodes, politiquement parlant. If you know or understand French, head on over to the YouTube page, subscribe, like, share, do that, all that wonderful stuff. Interesting podcast. We bring in politicians from across the parties, and it's interesting. It's cool. It's picking up a lot of steam, and we're actually very proud and very happy about it.
Many political parties, but since they're all politicians, it's never really a party. Patreon.com/Pantelis for all of my stuff. Patreon.com/Pantelis. The 200th episode of the Pantelis Frenchcast is up right now with PFL two-time champion Olivier Aubin Mercier, the Canadian gangster, undefeated in both PFL runs, retired on top, like his boy GSP, just retired at the peak, just being like, I'm done. You're all bums. So it's a great episode. We talked a lot about his career. We talked a lot about life. We had to cut out a certain section of it because I talked too much. It was fun. Fun episode. Check that out. The Intellectuals episode is already up on the Patreon. We're going to have a Pantelis podcast later this week, probably with Poseidon. Just our schedules were a little fucked up. But thank you all.
Also, let's not forget, starting soon, Standing By, the Terry and Ted podcast, coming back. Interesting things happening over there. We're not going to say much more. We'll let them announce everything they have to announce.
Yeah. None of the charges stuck, if that's what you're wondering. Thank you all. Have a good morning. Go fuck yourself.
Ciao, bye.